Ladies and gentlemen, football is back. As long as you ignore the fact the South Korean League was back on last week, where former Borough flop Donguk Lee scored the winner at the age of 41. Anyway, football in Europe is back. And you've got to ignore the Belarusian League there, haven't you? Right, the Bundesliga's back. Nailed it. After suspending the league on March 13th, football is set to resume in Germany 2 months later behind closed doors. And with no Premier League or Championship to watch right now, fans across the UK and likely the globe will be tuning in to see what the Bundesliga can offer. So we've decided to give you a brief heads up and pick out every Bundesliga club's best player. Augsburg, Philipp Max. Augsburg returned to Bundesliga action at home to Wolfsburg, and they'll be without their manager Heiko Herrlich after he broke quarantine rules to buy toothpaste. I mean, come on Herrlich, just have a Tic Tac or something, get some chewing gum. Anyway, they return to action just 5 points above the relegation zone, and I'm going to single out Philipp Max as their best player. He's a flying fullback who'd been enjoying a brilliant season, scoring 7 goals and providing 5 assists. Other players to watch out for include the brothers of Mario Götze and Sami Khedira, as well as former West Ham prodigy Reece Oxford. Bayer Leverkusen, Kai Havertz. 8 points off top, Bayer Leverkusen actually have an outside chance at the title, but it would be some shock if they were to win it, to be honest. Their first game back is away to Werder Bremen on Monday night, and the player to watch is Kai Havertz. Leverkusen have some brilliant players right now, but 20-year-old Kai Havertz is the real star of the show, and has incredible maturity for a man so young. He's got such a delicate touch, and he's strong as well, despite looking like he's still got a few years left of puberty. Bayern Munich, Robert Lewandowski. The league leaders, the biggest and best club in Germany, everyone knows all about Bayern Munich, and they currently have a 4-point lead at the top of the Bundesliga. Their first game back is on Sunday against Union Berlin, and I can't not pick Robert Lewandowski as Bayern Munich's best player. I mean, he's just a complete striker. He's been even more lethal than usual this season, currently boasting a tally of 25 goals in 23 games. I mean, that's ridiculously good. There's loads of other players to keep an eye on in a Bayern shirt, obviously not Serge Gnabry if you're an Arsenal fan, but Thiago Alcantara is a player you have to admire whenever he gets on the ball. The other day I watched like a 10-minute compilation of him just ghosting past players with his first touch, it was incredible. Borussia Dortmund, Erling Haaland. Sitting in second, 4 points off top, I think Dortmund have to be the neutral's choice to win the title. Pretty much everyone loves Dortmund, I think it all stemmed from that Jurgen Klopp team years ago. But this Dortmund side are incredibly fun to watch, and picking a best player was really tough. I know he's only been there 5 minutes, but I had to pick Erling Haaland. Just the rate at which he's scoring goals is obscene, and the scary thing is he's only going to get better. But I think I could have picked anyone from this Dortmund team, to be honest. Marco Reus, Jadon Sancho's having an incredible season, Thorgan Hazard's doing great, they're all megastar footballers. One to watch is Giovanni Reina, son of Claudio Reina, who interestingly was born in the northeast of England when his dad was playing for Sunderland. Borussia Mönchengladbach, Dennis Zakaria. These guys are the surprise package of the season and will restart the campaign just 6 points off top spot. Attacking players Alisson Plea and Marcus Thuram have hogged the headlines, but I'm going to name Dennis Zakaria as their best player. He's a bit like Yaya Toure in the way he can just glide past players, he ties up in front of the defence and he starts attacks from deep. And he's not bad on the ball either, to be honest. One to watch is Breel Mbolo, another Swiss international who for a long time was touted as the next big thing. He's finally starting to impress, but a lot of his minutes seem to come from the bench. Eintracht Frankfurt, Filip Kostich. Frankfurt were the surprise package last season with their incredible front three of Ala, Rebic and Jovic, and they've suffered without those players this season. They restart the campaign in 12th, close to the relegation zone in the European places, but one player who's really caught the eye is Filip Kostich. The Serbian's a traditional winger, he gets down the flank and puts dangerous balls into the box, he's a striker's dream. Outside of the elite clubs, Kostich is one of the most creative players in the Bundesliga, and one you should really keep your eye on when Frankfurt take on Mönchengladbach in their first game back. Fortuna Düsseldorf, Ruin Hennings. Düsseldorf are one of the worst teams in the Bundesliga this season, so picking your best player is pretty hard. They're currently 16th, sitting in the relegation playoff position, but despite their struggles, former Burnley man Ruin Hennings hasn't been shy in front of goal. He's got 11 goals so far at the age of 32, which is damn impressive in a poor side, averaging a goal every other game to make him one of the top scorers in the league. Other players to look out for are former Huddersfield defender Matthias Jorgensen, or Zanker as he's known, Chelsea loanee Lewis Baker, and Man City loanee American goalkeeper Zach Steffen. Freiburg, Robin Koch. When I think of Freiburg, I just think of Papi Cisse, to be honest, but they're doing great this season, sitting 8th with an outside chance of getting in the Europa League. The thing about Freiburg is, they're a team. They work hard for each other and get the job done. And because of that, there aren't any real standout stars in the side. But for their best player, I'm going to go for Robin Koch, a young central defender who became a full German international not too long ago because of his performances in a Freiburg shirt. Hertha Berlin, Dedrick Boyata. If you want a big name, Hertha Berlin have got Christoph Piatek, who moved to the German capital in January after his struggles in Milan. But if you want Hertha Berlin's best player, I'm going to go for Dedrick Boyata, who's been brilliant since joining in the summer after his Celtic contract expired. Other players to look out for are Mark Oakridge, who's been decent during his loan spell away from Liverpool, and Hertha Berlin have also got a former Premier League winner who goes by the name of Salman Kalou. I totally forgot he was still playing, to be honest with you. Hoffenheim, Andrej Kramaric. Hoffenheim are a good watch, and they kick the Bundesliga back off with a home game against Hertha Berlin, where a win will really boost their Europa League hopes. Sadly, the man I've picked as their best player won't be available. Kramaric has been ruled out due to injury, and he's missed a lot of football this season. But when he has played, he's been great in front of goal, scoring 7 times in 14 appearances. Robert Skov is certainly one to watch down the left, while Florian Grillitsch is also a decent footballer in the middle of the park. Cologne, Jonas Hector. He's the Cologne captain and modern day club legend who stuck by the club following relegation. But they're back in the top flight now, and Hector is enjoying another decent season, with Cologne going steady in 10th place. Another contender for best player is Johan Cordoba, who's got 10 goals to his name, and they'll be hoping he can add another when they take on Mainz in their first game back. RB Leipzig, Timo Verner. It would be some story if Leipzig win the title. Their story was incredible, going so far in such a short space of time, all the while angering thousands of football fans from Germany and beyond. But the Red Bull train isn't going to be derailed, and Julian Nagelsmann's side are a great watch, with Timo Verner the star of the show. He's the only player not called Robert Lewandowski to get to over 20 goals already, and he could possibly still catch him. But Leipzig aren't just a one-man team. Christopher Nkunku is a joy to watch, while Dayo Upamecano is an absolute beast at the back. Mainz, Robin Quaison. If Mainz stay up, they're likely going to owe a lot to Robin Quaison. The Swede scored 12 of Mainz's 34 goals, which for you math fans out there is 35.3% of their total goals. They're currently just above the relegation playoff place, and will also be looking at Dutch winger Jean-Paul Boetius for inspiration in their fight for survival. Paderborn, Kai Proger. No matter what Kai Proger does between now and the end of the season, Paderborn are going down. They're 6 points behind Dusseldorf in the playoff place, then 10 points away from guaranteed safety. So to be honest, I can't see it happening, sorry Paderborn fans. But Kai Proger's decent, he's got 6 assists, that's pretty good. Schalke, Amin Harit. Schalke have had some sensational attackers in years gone by, and Amin Harit is their next superstar to be. The Moroccan attacker enjoyed an incredible start at the Bundesliga, scoring and creating in a team that certainly has some interesting names. Schalke are basically best of the rest in the Bundesliga this season, 10 points adrift of Bayer Leverkusen, sitting in 6th place with 37 points. One player to keep an eye out for is Rabbi Matondo, the young Welsh winger who joined from Man City not too long ago and is reportedly a target for Man United if they don't get Jadon Sancho. Union Berlin, Sebastian Anderson. They seem to be the hipsters' favourite and they're doing really well in their first Bundesliga campaign, enjoying the dizzy heights of 11th. That's largely down to the goals of Sebastian Anderson, who's scored 11 for Union Berlin already. Other players to watch out for are cult hero Sebastian Portler, who netted the winner in the derby not too long ago, and former Borussia Dortmund defender Neven Subotic. Werder Bremen, Milo Rashica. Amazingly, Werder Bremen are strong contenders to go down, currently 17th with just 18 points on the board. But despite their struggles, they've got a superstar in their ranks, Milo Rashica. The Kosovo international is certainly destined for bigger things, and hopefully we can see him in the Premier League sooner rather than later. And finally Wolfsburg, Maximilian Arnold. Wolfsburg are a curious club. They won the title not too long ago, they've also been managed by Steve McLaren, and they even came close to going down. But right now they're 7th, aiming to get in the Europa League. And for me their best player is Maximilian Arnold, who's their creator and string puller in midfield, and certainly a player you have to keep your eye on when his side return to football against Augsburg. So that's every Bundesliga club's best player. Let us know who you'll be supporting in the comments below. Let us know if you're even bothered about the Bundesliga return. I know some people actually aren't, but whatever your opinion, let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to HITC Sport, and until next time we will see you around.